Hi, all you cool cats and kittens. This is Mr. Maureen here on behalf of Lee and Dowdy. We are piloting a 2-week playlist on World War II and the US connection and perspective across the next 2 weeks. I wanted to put together this screencast as a way to overview what it looks like on your end and what will be expected of you. So right now you can see that we're inside the US History Schoology for my classes. I have a brand new folder here launching tomorrow, April 21 through May the 4th, Star Wars Day for those nerds out there. And inside this folder, you'll find one HyperDocument. That is a Google Drive document with multiple blue underlined text hyperlinks that will take you to videos, as well as worksheets that we have created that you will make copies of and submit your work. You can also see here there are 3 different submissions of work that go in linear order. So let's dive right into that HyperDoc so we can see what you will be working on. As all of you know, Google Drive does not interface super well within Schoology, so it's always helpful to use this pop out and open it in its own tab. So the HyperDocument, the US Connection, World War II, our guiding questions: why did the US get into World War II and what role did we play? And number 2, how did our actions during World War II, both at home and abroad, support or defy our national values, those being ELDOR, equality, liberty, democracy, opportunity, and rights? So you are currently a great student and watching this how to complete this 2-week playlist, this screencast here. There are 3 parts labeled very neatly and cleanly. Part 1, everything for part 1 can be found inside this slideshow, this Google Slides slideshow. Open out that hyperlink. Mr. Lee has put together an instructions page for you here for both the worksheet to fill out, and he has done his own Screencastify lecture to go along with this slideshow. This is a concept attainment about a political ideology of the 1930s. At this point, our classes this year have done 2 or 3 different concept attainments, so you will be familiar with this format. Part 2, I want to be sure that we explain in some detail. After you finish and submit part 1, you will dive into part 2. Part 2 corresponds with this chart, which at first I recognize looks intimidating. There are 15 choices on this board. You will be completing 7 total. So how do I get to 7? You will choose one assignment from each column. Those are 5 different topics about the US involvement in the war. So you pick one from each column. Columns are the up and down. And those can be of your choice for a total of 5. You'll follow these instructions here that Ms. Dowdy has laid out to submit those assignments. Then the second part of part 2 is you pick one of these topics that you're most interested in and complete the column. So you see how I get to a total of 7. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 across the board, and then I finish out this column on major battles for a total of 7 of these 15 choices. That is part 2, and part 3 will be wrapping it up all together and writing a 3 to 5 paragraph response using the evidence that you've created, responding to our second guiding question here. All 3 parts of this 2-week playlist are submitted on Schoology. They have the usual drop boxes and due dates and doodads that you can find as my page slowly loads over here on the right side of your calendar.